Hello, thanks for joining me, astrologer Patrick Arundell, for your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 15th of March for the Sun or the Ascendant. If you've yet to subscribe to my channel, I'd be delighted if you did so now. Please click or tap on the bell notification symbol. If you'd like to have a one-to-one consultation with me, please see the link below. You can read my testimonials. Or if you'd like to ascend above a zodiac sign astrology and embrace more serious insights, you can do so in a very affordable way by checking out my horoscope reports in the link below. You can also get 30% off your year's forecast and character analysis, all based on your time, date and place of birth. Hello Capricorn, and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 15th of March. On Monday, we have Mercury moving into the sign of Pisces, augmenting the gorgeousness of that solar eclipse which occurred on Saturday in your sector of everyday communications, connections with neighbours, with siblings. Your thinking can be inspired, and don't be surprised if in the next week something you say, somebody is absolutely captivated by it. You may in fact be quite surprised how somebody seems really impressed, not just by the value of your ideas, but actually your presentation. So your charisma in terms of communications is really at a high point this week. Also, your ideas can be very good for you in terms of your finances, because Jupiter continues in your sector of everyday resources, which can be lucky for you, but it's linking very productively to Neptune. So if you have ideas, or you're a writer, or you're somebody who can interact with others in a very positive way around your community, for example, or through social media, much maligned, but it does have its upsides, you can be a leading light. So something you say can really captivate someone. Now, it's possible also that if you're single, there's a mystique about you at the present time, Capricorn, that could make someone's pulse race all the quicker. And if this alliance started off in your community or through social media or a dating app, it really wouldn't be a surprise. I know you could say, Patrick, that's like saying Christmas happens once a year and Easter once a year too. I actually have Serbian colleagues, so we have 2 Christmases and 2 Easters because, of course, they follow the Julian calendar as well as the Gregorian calendar. They're very switched on. But I take your point. But what I'm saying to you is that if anyone can adapt and make the most of Mercury's augmentation of that new moon, it is seriously going to be you, because you can be a very serious person in some ways, even though I find that Capricorn people can have a tremendous sense of humour. I think there can be a tendency to sort of like think that things can only work at a more material plane. Show me the evidence type of thing. I've got a lot of Capricorn in my chart, so I can really relate to this. It's very much part of my being. But Pluto is forging a stunning link to the Sun and Venus. Do not underestimate the impact you can have on others. So obviously the isolation and the solitude and the restriction we've all been experiencing has been hugely difficult and may have affected your confidence, as it has many of us. But believe in yourself that what you're saying and what you're thinking has true value. I have to say, it is possible that some of your belief systems, your core belief systems that you've had for a very long time, could go through a period of change during this period too. Now, on Saturday, the moon starts its astrological year journey for the celestial new year as it moves into the sign of Aries at 9:38 a.m. Universal Central Time. So we have the spring or vernal equinox. Very exciting for us astrologers. And if you're very much into the spiritual dimension, this is very, very important, the first day of spring. Now, I know there's a meteorological spring, but us astrologers like to focus on this astrological spring. So this one is an opportunity for you to think about where you're living, how you live there, who with, your sense of security, physical, emotional, how much nurturing's going on in your life. So a lot of talking goes on this week, but the sun then comes in and says, what does this mean for you in terms of your emotions? And then it angles in a sharp right angle with the quarter moon in your opposite sign of Cancer on Saturday. So the backdrop for the following week suggests that if there's somebody close to you who isn't quite getting where you're coming from at this time, then that can cause a few issues to come up. Perhaps it's a necessity to understand that someone else's reality is very different to yours. It doesn't mean to say that you're wrong or they're wrong. You just have different emotional realities. And if that should happen, just keep the lines of communication open, because if we respect that people are different to us and they have a right to feel things differently, as long as they're respectful of us, that can lead to some very constructive relationships. Do you know, it's very powerful to agree to disagree. Unfortunately, these days, through social media, a lot of what happens is just people pound each other with points of view, and we've lost the ability to actually have a dignified discussion. So if you do find yourself encountering someone who does see something differently, just take it in your lovely stride.